What's going on, guys? This is Bobby Douglas, and this is just the second half of the Israel-Spain game from the FIBA U20 European Championship in 2019, and we're looking at Yam Madar for Israel. And he had a pretty okay first half. I thought made some tough shots. I liked his defensive awareness and intensity for the most part of the first half, so I'm hoping to see a little bit more of that in the second half, and let's get right into it. And here we go. So again, he's going to be number 41 on the white. He has the ball right now. And again, he's Israel's point guard. I think the leadership abilities of Madar kind of pop off the screen pretty well as too. So, you know, there are a lot of things to like about Madar, as I did mention in the first half video. So we got a deflection right here. I'll skip this. And here we go. So again, Madar, nice job kind of just using that shiftiness, trying to beat people off the cut. And that was a really, really nice pass from Madar, too, off of that slip. And I don't know how Israel got that basket to go, but Madar had a really nice pass there that led to that shot opportunity after a little bit of a bobble. And you can see him right now just kind of being that pit bull mentality, just in the guy's face defensively. You know, this is what I really like about Madar, just that overarching arching drive to win, I think, is present with him. And again, this game is a pretty intense one, too. There's a lot of there's going to be a lot of chippiness in the second half, as we'll see. And it looks like we got free throws here. No, we just got an inbound play, so skip this. But you can see it's pretty physical. And Madar, you know, he's small, but he really he lived up to the challenge. I think in the first half we saw him get a little bit angry at one call or one foul against him. I think, you know, Denny's going to have some moments, too, where he kind of eggs on the Spain bench. So it's a fun game to watch, just rewatch. It's, you know, Israel ends up winning, as I think I mentioned in the first half video, but it's pretty fun. Overall, just, you know, the level of passion that these two teams really had in this entire game. And I think Madar really was a great tone setter for Israel as well, so that's pretty impressive. And here's Denny shooting at three. He's going to miss that one short. And here comes Spain. Madar's, okay, I'd like to see him sprint back a little bit more right there. But you see him back out on the perimeter again. I see him as a pretty good point of attack defender. You know, the size is a concern for me, but you know, I do think his overall mentality defensively is really, really good. We got a turnover on Spain. It's going to be Israel ball. And so here's Madar with the ball, getting it to his teammate. Then he's going to come off the curl. Looks like we got a foul on Spain. So I'll skip ahead here. And so Madar's in that left corner right now on the weak side. Denny has the ball right now. There's going to be 5 on the shot clock. Madar hasn't really done much offensively outside of that first really nice pass that we saw on that ball screen slip. And then defensively, he had some nice flashes too. And you can see him right here, just pretty active overall. I think he moves his feet really, really well. I just like that they're active. He doesn't really seem glued to the floor at all. Off the ball, nice job kind of communicating that little switch. And here he is going to fill the lane well. Nice pass from Denny. Really nice cut. Wow, I just got to miss the layup. Or just got to make that layup. I think Madar just kind of was a little bit too sped up. I think that was Denny on that pass, though. That was a really, really good pass. That was like LeBron or Nikola Jokic level full court dime, you know. Right in the breadbasket to Madar. Madar just needs to finish that lay-in. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, he just got... Ooh, that could have been goaltending. Never mind. I did not see that on the initial play. Yeah, that's goaltending. I don't know what the FIBA rules are, but I'm pretty sure if it hits the backboard, maybe not, actually. I'm not sure. But I think somebody just got a technical for Israel. They're mad, so another thing. Yeah, I think, yeah, Israel's coach is pretty ticked off at that call. And again, I don't know what the FIBA rules are exactly. I'm pretty sure that's goaltending, though. I know with FIBA, it's like if it hits the rim, it's a live ball and no goaltending. There's no basket interference. But I don't know if it applies to the backboard, too. Assuming it doesn't, that was a pretty bad missed call. We got a foul on the ground right here. And here's Israel. Again, that's Madar. I'm going to back that up a little bit just to make sure we see that play. So, yeah, here's Madar on the ball. He's going to drop it off. Denny's going to come get the ball. And let's see what Madar does here. Yep, really, really nice backdoor cut from Madar. Good find from Denny as well. Again, just really good timing and awareness, recognizing that his defender fell asleep a little bit on that Denny drive, and Madar took advantage of the space that was given to him and cut back door and finished with the easy layup. Again, so now you can see him playing off the ball, and again, I don't really see that as an NBA role for him just because that shot isn't necessarily there. He obviously doesn't have the size. But with this Israel team, it's pretty versatile. All those guys can pretty much handle the rock and shoot and score, so that's good. So that, yeah, I mean, like, you don't really need Madar on the ball just because they all have pretty similar skill sets. We got a foul right here, so I'll skip ahead. Once again, you can see Madar just going the full 94 feet with his man, which is really impressive. Good job moving laterally. He didn't have to break into a sprint with his... that's a really nice pass, too. Little bit of a high dribble, but he managed to corral it and then have a nice bounce pass to a cutting Denny for the easy lay-in. That was a really nice pass from Madar. And again, he's a really creative passer in transition and in pick-and-roll situations. I think that's one of his better skills for the NBA. And, you know, he will make some jaw-dropping passes. But getting back to that defensive effort we saw, you know, just not having to resort to a sprint. And usually I like guys to do that. But with Madar right there, he didn't even need to because he was staying stride for stride without having to get out of his stance. So that was really impressive. I think we missed something here. I was talking. Yeah, there's just a basket. Never mind. Here we go. So again, Madar's going to switch on that ball screen. And now he's on the bigger guy. Let's see what he does here. So again, kind of giving him room to shoot. So right there, I'd maybe like to see him get a hand up. But overall, you know, I like the overall thought process with Madar right there. So we got a foul here. It's going to be an inbound pass, so. And so Madar got caught a little bit ball watching right there. He actually moved well. He just was a little bit taken aback when the ball went back to his man there. And Israel finished with the basket. But, you know, overall, he moved pretty well there. There's a three for Israel. And again, I'm pretty sure this tournament, or this final is in Israel. So this is a very pro-Israel crowd. It's basically a home game for them. And here's Madar directing the offense. He's going to get a ball screen up here. Good crossover towards the middle. Really nice slot pass into that. Right there. That's not Madar's fault. But, yeah, I like the overall pick and roll read right there. That was more of a pick and pop, actually. But nice little bounce pass into a shot. Or it should be a shot, but it ended up being a turnover right here, as we'll see it. Yeah. Yeah, Madar can't really do much about that. So we got a timeout here. And here's Madar. I think he just broke the press. No, that's not Madar, excuse me. Madar's in the left corner. Again, so you can see, so Spain's pretty much playing him as a shooter, but in the NBA, I feel like defenses could really sag off of him a little bit, which I think is a concern at his size. Really nice hustle from Israel right there. And get it back to Madar. Let's see what he does here. Yeah, that's such a smart play. So he got fouled the first time, but I love when point guards do that. They just kind of use that body as a shield, and you can see he's kind of pissed off, yeah. But, did they not call a foul there? I'm a little bit confused. I want to see what happened here, but regardless, so right here, you're going to see Madar just kind of initiate contact right there, and that's a foul. And yeah, you can see he's kind of irritated. But right there, that's a foul on the defense. We see that call in the NBA all the time. And so I love when guards kind of put their men in jail like that. And, you know, in transition, it's really effective. So, you know, I do like that overall maneuver from Madar. We got Denny here posting up. Madar's in the right corner. Ooh, we could have swung it, but Madar's defender was pretty much in his grill. So he pretty much was cutting off the one pass away into a shot for him, but not much going on here. 3 points shots are really falling for both teams right here. So you can see Madar kind of fronting that post. Really nice job from Madar right there. And again, that's just kind of that heart of a lion mentality that he has. You know, he's going up against a guy that's probably like 8 inches taller than him right there. And he pretty much he basically broke up that entire post touch. That was a huge mismatch, and Madar handled it really well. Good job fronting it, and then ultimately Israel did a nice job collapsing defensively, and they got the deflection into a steal. But it all happens with Madar's just effort. And so I really enjoy watching that. Missed 3 by Spain, and it looks like it's going to be out of bounds, Israel ball. So here's Madar bringing the ball up. They're going to pass it. Israel's offense is pretty fluid, too. I think I mentioned that maybe in the first half video. But, you know, overall, it's pretty nice. It's pretty fun to watch. They all move well. Things like that. Right there, that's just Madar trying to be a little bit too cute with it. Really no excuse for that type of pass. That had no chance of getting through. I'm not really a huge fan of picking up the dribble right there, and we got Madar on that foul. It's kind of a frustration. Oh, is it a foul or a timeout? It looks like a foul. And again, that's just kind of like a frustration foul. So I do think maybe trying to like keep his emotions in check a little bit might help him, because we've seen him kind of lose his cool once or twice thus far. And honestly, like if you have like those types of like outbursts as like a bench player, you're going to be out of the league pretty fast. If you're getting a lot of technicals, just like the value that you don't bring, you know, it could send you out of the league. I don't think that's a huge issue with Madar, because I think he plays hard. And you know, honestly, a lot of these guys they're all pretty much good kids, so like, you know, they pretty much know how to control their outbursts like that. It's something to watch. So here's Madar. Right place, right time on that rebound. Let's see what he does here. So again, really nice job just reading the defense. That's perfect execution in that ball screen. Just curls off of it really nicely. Rise and fire. This jump shot off the dribble is a little bit stagnant, I would say. But overall, it was a pretty pure stroke right there. And you can see he has 13 points right now on 5 of 9 shooting. I think he finishes the game with 17. Good job cutting off that back door. Looks like we're going to get... Yep, really nice job closing out, too. Yep, leads to a missed 3. Really nice job from Madar, and then immediately sprints down the floor. That's an awesome pass to Denny. That was so cool. The way he just floated it up towards the lane. Let Denny go get it. Really nice sequence overall from Madar right there. First, he cuts off the back door defensively. Then he rushes to close out on the shooter. Then he sprints down in transition, gets the ball, and gives a nice float pass to the middle of the lane to Denny Avdia. Probably his most impressive sequence for me right there. And then there's that jump shot again that we saw. And so Madar's going to be out here for, so a little bit. I think the end of the third he's out, and then he comes back in the fourth. So I'll skip ahead to 1:33:20. Oh, never mind. He's out for like 13 seconds. Or 28. So right there, caught the ball well on the move. He's just looking for something. And this should be the last possession of the first half, or the third quarter, excuse me. So Madar's going to, really nice shot from Madar, just kind of just using that defender's momentum against him. Just nice little step back, push off-ish type of play that we see so often in the NBA in that mid-range game. He actually is a pretty decent mid-range shooter. I just think extending his range is a key issue with him. And but overall, the last 2 jump shots he took were both very smooth. And that's the end of the third quarter, so I will skip ahead here. And here we go. So again, you can see Madar's just guarding a guy in the post right now. And here we go. Let's see what he does. So yeah, good switch right there. Just know your personnel. And it looks like we're going to get... Yeah, Madar's mad about that call too. And again, he's not really... I'm not a huge fan of these outbursts. I get everybody does it, but just like at this level, I'm not like a huge fan of seeing that. But you know, good help rotation. Again, he's really bouncy off the ball, as we saw right there. Another really nice cut and pass, and he's going to finish right there. Really nice job from Israel. Again, their transition offense, their half-court offense is so fluid. And as we saw that right there, Denny with a really, really nice pass to Madar, who finished with that layup. And again, we've seen that a few times where in transition, he's really good at filling lanes incorrectly, at kind of finding and creating space without the ball. I think that's really a good part of his game as well. And that's really all in transition. Again, half court, I don't think he has a shooting to really be that type of a floor spacer yet. But, I do think he's pretty instinctual on where to go on offense and defense for that matter. So right there, I think that's a pretty good foul, yeah. I mean, I maybe would have tried to move my feet a little bit, maybe draw a charge, but, in the heat of the moment, I kind of get that. Where he just kind of reaches in. And we're going to see this pass again from Denny. Really nice pass to Madar and bang. Yep. I'm going to swing it, and Denny's going to get the open three off of the Madar pass. Missed that one. But, Madar just simple pass into flow of the offense. Good job staying with the cutter. And looks like we're going to get Israel ball. Looks like a double drag for Israel. And Madar's good job just kind of finding that popper. And here we go. Denny's posting up, and he's going to finish. Nice job overall there. And again, just Madar, like the threat of his pick and roll creation, I think is a very legitimate thing because they have to guard him out of there. And, once if he becomes a more consistent 3-point shooter, especially off the dribble, and teams have to start going over screens with him consistently, I think that's a huge advantage to his game too because he does have that passing ability. I mean, I'm not saying he's Luka Doncic in any sense, but we see the threat that Luka has. He's not a good 3-point shooter percentage-wise. He only shoots like 31% or something, but the threat of the 3-point shot is so important in today's game because then it opens up every other passing angle for Luka to expose. And again, like Yam Madar is not the level of passer that Luka Doncic is. I mean, who is, honestly? But just that type of versatile offensive skill set is such a huge advantage. And I missed a play here. We'll skip this. We got free throw here, and then there we go. But that type of passing is just such a huge advantage to have, combined with that threat of a 3-point jumper. And so here's Madar running the offense again. Looks like he's going to get a ball screen. Spain was trying to ice that, it looked like. So right here, Madar's just kind of playing a little cat and mouse with his man right now. So we got a foul here. And Madar helping in. And we're going to get a block shot for Israel. And here comes Madar with the ball in his hands. Pushing the ball up the floor here. Again, that's pretty cool. Right there. So we got lucky with that foul. But again, he looked pretty cool with that handle. But, that trap was pretty hard for him to navigate out of. I mean, he's not going to see a lot of that in the NBA. So that's good at least. But, that looked pretty cool with his handle for a second. I think we got a... There we go. Did we already see this? Yes, we did. We did. This is going to be the Madar. I just want to see this handle again, too. So, again, it looked pretty smooth. Again, I like the deliberate nature of it. But I will skip ahead here. Here we go. And so, again, I'm finally watching one of the Denny games from his FIBA days. That's what everybody was telling me to do. Madar, that was a pretty nice pass. It's going to get the bounce, too. Pretty nice kickoff pass right there by Madar, I think that was. But, I'm finally watching a Denny of Dia Israel game that all you guys suggested that I do. He does look a lot more. He doesn't look a lot better, in these games. I'll admit gladly. Just want to see that pass again. Let's see. So yeah, Madar's gonna kick it out again. Really quick read, and he's gonna reward his teammate with the open three that he will knock down. And you can see Madar, good job just busting up that dribble handoff. Again, just being a pest, that's such a big advantage, and it's such a good asset to have on your team. Just a guy who can come off your bench and just kind of blow up dribble handoffs, ball screens, things like that. Just that relentless motor on the defensive end as a point of attack defender that Madar does have. I think that could get him minutes early on in his career because he does have the overall passing acumen to run an offense. And then that shooting thing, if he gets that down, I think he could be a pretty decent rotation player at his ceiling. And it's not like a Chris Dunn situation where Chris Dunn is a way better defender than Madar, I think, will be. But you see what happens. Like, if Chris Dunn just was able to make basic PNR reads, just be a good, decent passer, like, look at how much more valuable he would have been to the Bulls or whatever team ends up with him next. But now he's just seen as kind of just this really elite level defender in the NBA without really much of an offensive game. So just think about how that can change the overall perception of a certain player. And so again, Madar, he does have that type of Chris Dunn mentality defensively. Don't think he's as good defensively, but he's good enough. But he does add that passing ability that's really, really good. And so that just adds another dart to be thrown at the board of sticking in the NBA. And I talk about this all the time, where I tend to favor the guys who can bring a lot to the floor, right? Who can do a lot of different things, who can shoot, can pass, can defend, things like that. The more arrows you have in your quiver, I think the better chance you have at succeeding in the NBA. We got Madar sitting out right here, but I think he comes back in relatively soon. So I'm just going to do these 5-second intervals until he comes back in. Let's see what we got here. Free throws. Yeah, Madar's back in right here. And so with Madar, the arrows in his quiver probably are his motor defensively and offensively, moving without the ball, really good pick and roll creation. And one arrow that I'd like to see him add is just that overall shooting consistency. Here's Denny going to shoot that three. He's going to drill that. Nice play from him. And Denny's an example of a guy who has a lot of arrows in his quiver, right? So he has that creation ability. He has great size, mobile athlete, solid defender. And the shot, it's questionable right now, but he's shown decent form and everything, and it looks pretty fluid. Right there, Madar's going to get the foul called on him. Just not really super smart play. And again, just closing out a little bit too rashly right there. So I'd like to see him just be a little bit more under control. But again, with a guy like him, you don't really want to rein him in too much with just because it risks kind of extinguishing the fire. We got one more, I believe, here. Yeah, and here we go. So Madar's running off the ball right now. He's in that left corner. Looks like we got a foul here, and Madar's out for about 3 minutes of YouTube time, so I'll skip ahead to 1:52:32 when he comes back in. Here we go. So again, Madar, I think he's done scoring for the game. I think he finished with 17. He already hit that in the third quarter. But, this is basically turning into a blowout now. Israel's kind of taking it to Spain. And so here's Madar on the ball. And again, right there, probably a little bit too aggressive trying to cut off that pass. Almost broke his own ankles right there. Good job recovering, though. And again, it's pretty cool to see how fast he recognizes switches and things like that. So immediately he goes from guarding the ball to having them pass it away to the weak side and immediately switching. Just things like that. Just the overall defensive IQ and awareness, I think, is really good with Madar. And so that should work well in his favor as he makes the jump to the NBA. So we got a push on Israel or Spain. We're going to get free throws here. Yeah. Here we go. So we got Madar on defense, and they're going to switch that immediately. And again, good recognition right there. Caught ball watching a little bit, but overall I like the activity. And right there, he got beat back door. Just a little bit too aggressive, I would say, in trying to dig down on that post. Got a little bit too fancy, I think. Probably should have just kept his eye on his man. And it was an easy one pass away backdoor cut for Spain for the basket. Let's see, we got timeout here, so I'll skip this. And so here's Madar with the ball, breaking the press well, solid handle. Nothing really going on. He can't really get that much separation off. And right there, again, he just was waiting for the roll. This passed it a little bit too prematurely. He got a foul right here. Here's Madar with the ball again. After those free throws. And again, so yeah, good job clearing out. I'm trying to relieve the pressure off Denny a little bit. And so right there, I'd like to see him pass that to the roller a little bit earlier, just so he doesn't run the risk of losing the ball like he almost did right there. And we got another foul here. I believe Madar goes out for like a minute and a half of YouTube time, so I'll skip ahead. Just a brief amount. So again, we got the final minute 12 here. And we got missed three from Spain. You can see Israel's pretty much wrapped this one up. Let's see what Madar does here. Good job just getting it ahead. Yeah, so Spain doesn't look like they're fouling. Now they're going to send a trap, and Denny's going to turn that over. Probably could have just sent it to the other side at the same level. Let's see what Spain does here. Again, they're kind of running out of time. Looks like we got a foul. I'm not really sure why Israel would be in the position to foul right there. But regardless, we got free throws here. And looks like they split them. 45 seconds left in the game. Again, good job by Madar, just kind of avoiding that press. Handling the pressure well. And Denny's going to finish that and one. Oh, yeah, and here's there's a salute for Denny that I mentioned in the first half. And again, you can see the Spain bench, because Denny did this, Spain's bench right now is just livid. It's so funny to watch this. I want to show this replay here. Denny's going to, and watch the Spain bench. They just all erupt. And there's a little scuffle right here. Yeah, so this game got really chippy late. I will skip this now, but that was like what I was that's what I was referring to earlier. But yeah, that was just pretty funny by Denny too. The salute. So we got a foul on Spain, or on Israel, excuse me. One free throw down. Next one. The final 25 here. Okay, not much going on. They're going to pass it ahead to Madar. Madar's going to dribble it out. Doesn't look like Spain's going to foul. Yeah. Madar just dribbling in circles. And looks like we're going to get this. And that wraps it up. I'll just pause the video here. Thank you guys for watching this one. Sorry for a little bit of a delay with the second half of this one, but hopefully you guys learned something about Yam Madar. I thought he played a pretty good game. So with that, I will see you in the next video, and thanks for watching. Bye.